What's good, squad? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a video from Deal Dads seeing how to do your own DIY pest control. We're going to see if he's as good as and as thorough as another company, so let's find out.
Welcome back to Dad Deals. Applying a perimeter insecticide around your house quarterly is one of the best ways to stop bugs like ants and cockroaches from entering your home, and you can save yourself a ton of money by doing it yourself. Hiring a pest control company to apply the same products I'll be using would easily cost over $100 each time they spray, but I'll show you how you can do it for just a fraction of that. The two products I use are the exact same as those the professionals use.
All right, let me go ahead and stop him right there. So, let me go back a little bit. So right here, it looks like, I'm assuming, it has to be like Telstar maybe, or just kind of like something small. I would definitely be using that for outside. I don't know what he's using right here. If he's using like Taurus SC or something like that, that's going to be a little crazy. But right here, notice he's already got his safety wear. He's got his little gloves, so that's good. You need that. He looks like he has a backpack sprayer too. And where I had stopped the video was at the Demon WP, which is wettable powder. It needs to be agitated, usually really well, or else it'll start to like clump up, and it's a whole ordeal whenever it comes to like pest control rigs. So, but no, he's using some pretty strong stuff. Honestly, I've only seen Demon WP used for like some hornets. So the fact that he's using it just as a regular spray, I'm more surprised about. But let's keep going.
Exact same as those the professionals use, and they are Demon WP and Taurus SC.
Oh, so I was right. Yeah. Well, I wasn't right, but he's using Taurus SC. That's a termicide, which is a little odd that he's just spraying with it. I think you're only supposed to use a termicide twice a year, depending on like the situation too. So it's either this stuff, the Taurus SC, or some people use the other stuff, Termidor, and there's a couple other ones too. But I think it's a little crazy. I'd rather just use like a regular insecticide, like I was saying, Telstar. Some people just use Suspend. Most people nowadays have been using Tempered. But
Taurus SC is actually a termite treatment, but it can also be applied as a broadcast spray around the perimeter for an excellent ant insecticide. Demon
he is very right about that. Even though it's a termicide, it does work for ants because it does have fipronil in it. As well as it's a social thing too. There's one more product that we use that actually had no. I don't think it necessarily has fipronil, but what's the other one that we use? Fuse. No. There's one more. It'll come to me.
WP can be purchased from Amazon, and I've included a link down in the description below. Just to be transparent, it is an affiliate link, so I do make a small commission on it at no extra charge to you if you decide to use it. I've also seen it sold locally at Tractor Supply.
The fact that it's even sold locally at Tractor Supply like that, and this is commercial grade stuff, I'm real surprised about. There's got to be something, but it also scares me too, because if they have this in here, then they probably have some other pest control products that are commercial grade, but we'll see. I don't think he's going to go over that, but I'm just surprised.
But Amazon also has them available, and they are usually the best price there. The Taurus SC, while not available on Amazon, can be purchased at other sites, which I'll also link to below.
He's right.
Both of these products are labeled to control the same similar bugs, but the reason I use both is I find that each works extremely well at controlling certain bugs and only pretty good at the others.
Yeah, no. Let me stop right there too. I know it's black screen. I don't know how I cut that, but he's right. Using Taurus SC, like I said, it's gonna be mainly for like termites and ants, obviously because they're social. But it's not gonna work for like crickets. It's not gonna work for like earwigs, millipedes, any of like the smaller crawlers, even some spiders, like a general would. Like I said, Telstar, Tempered, things like that. And even like the Demon WP would be a different story. I don't think it'd be as good, but I don't know. Everybody has their thing on products, so I'll just leave it alone. So
I alternate using them. So if say in March I use the Demon WP, The next time I spray in July, I'll use the Taurus SC.
Yeah, that's good. He's doing what we normally do, like we rotate product. The reason is you don't want the insect to build up immunity to whatever you're treating with. So definitely rotate, but also make sure you watch whatever it is that you're spraying. So, like I was saying earlier, he is using the backpack back here, and so I just don't want his little wand to get clogged up. So there's usually like a gun, which is you actually kind of hold like a gun, and then there's a wand which looks like that. So.
In my experience, Demon WP works the best at controlling roaches and spiders, but falls short a little at controlling ants. And the Taurus SC is the best ant controlling product I've ever used and does just okay on roaches and spiders. So they really complement each other perfectly when alternated. Alternating also...
You see how he's treating? He's spraying up the window on the side, right? Because things tend to actually like crawl up that way. Usually ants too, if there's like a hole in the window. He should be spraying under ledges just in case, and I think he did. So he's spraying 2 feet up, 2 feet out. He's spraying underneath the ledges and up the sides, which is actually perfect spraying too. So
also ensures that the bugs around your house don't form a resiliency towards one product over the other. Before we get started, it's important to make sure you have the necessary safety materials.
Safety first. Safety first. This insecticide and the products that you're using, they will dry your skin out, and you don't know if you're allergic to them. And sometimes you might even have something on that might react with it. So just make sure you're careful. You're even more careful whenever you're handling it, depending on whatever it is that you do handle. I've worked with products before where if you get it into your eye, it will cause irreparable eye damage. Not even joking. So safety, safety, safety.
You'll want to use gloves to protect your skin as well as long sleeves and long pants. To apply the products, you can use any cheap pump sprayer you may have, or if you want to step things up a bit, I picked up this Cobalt battery backpack sprayer that really makes things easy and can cover a large area very quickly.
He's not lying. Those backpack sprayers are a godsend, but depending on the day, depending on how much liquid is in there too, those things can get heavy. Also, I was talking about like the hose clogging or even like nicks in the hose. Those are things you're going to have to look out for whenever you get these backpacks. But also, like the most annoying thing about these backpacks is just remembering to charge the battery. It's not like those pump sprayers, so thank God like they've upgraded since then. But remembering to charge the battery has always been a pain, especially if like you're a technician or something, you're on the road. You're going to want to make sure that thing is charged, because the last thing you want to do is be in the middle of your route and then all of a sudden you got to either go back home to go get the charger, or you just have to sit and wait for this thing to charge before you can finish out the job and go to the next one or go home. So
the Demon WP product comes in these convenient dissolvable packets that are pre-measured for 1 packet for every gallon of water. You usually get 4 packets in each sleeve, and that sleeve usually sells for about $10. My house uses about 2 packets each time I spray, so my cost there is only about $5 per spraying. The Taurus SC comes...
Honestly, well, that's if he uses the whole thing, and I'm sure he probably does, to be honest with you. So $5 per spray, it's not bad compared to getting regular pest control. So if it's $5 per spray compared to the 100 and probably like 25 to like maybe 150 that they would charge you just to do service, that's huge, right? Do it yourself. $5, $150, no brainer.
Comes in this measuring bottle, and the mix rate for broadcast spraying is 0.8 ounces per gallon.
You can find this and make sure you, even though he's got a circle and he's got it written, somebody's going to go on there and be like, well, it says 0.8. Please, the one thing that he didn't cover in here, and it's usually pest control standard, right? First thing you learn, label is law. And it is, and there's other videos I'll go over that it's like, kind of bends that a little bit. But anyway, make sure you read the label. The label is the biggest thing on these. They'll tell you how much to mix it at. They'll tell you, even for like larger scale sprays, they'll tell you how much to actually use. And so just make sure you're using the right amount. And please don't overuse or don't underuse. Use the exact amount that they asked for. If you don't know how to convert, Google will convert it for you if you need to convert whatever it is, mixture, ounces, gallons, pounds, blah, blah, blah. So
you can pick up a 20-ounce bottle for around $60, but since you use so little of it per gallon, one bottle will last you a very long time.
Give or take, let's say 0.8 ounces per gallon. Let's say it's backpack, right? Holds, looks about 4 gallons and small because it's in the upper portion. Doesn't go through the whole back. So it's either 3 or 4 gallons. So yes, use 0.8. So that's 3.2 technically. 3.2 ounces that he's doing. So if it's 22, I'm not gonna do the math for y'all. That's one too much. But no, I mean, you're still using a decent amount of liquid, but the fact is like I said, you're still under the $150 that you would have paid. So
to apply the product, you're going to begin by walking around the perimeter of your home and spray about a 2-foot ribbon along the foundation.
2 feet up, 2 feet out.
Be sure to spray in any cracks and crevices and around any windows that you may see.
I pointed that out in the beginning. He was actually spraying up the windows, cracks and crevices, weep holes, any weird gaps that you got in any type of like brick or even the cement. Make sure you spray in there. A lot of times, like in the cracks here, that where the brick actually meets the slab, there's usually like a gap. And that'll have, some type of like, grommet or, maybe some, what is it called? There's a word for it. It'll come to me, but it's like the little trim that goes in between like the driveway cement blocks. It'll come to me. I can't remember. But make sure you spray in there too, because that's usually a highway for ants and other insects as well.
One nice thing about doing this yourself is that you know the areas of your home that you have seen bugs and problems in the past, so you can spray heavier in those areas.
By the doors for
this
sure.
Also serves as a nice way to check on the condition of your house, like any foundation vents that may be popped out or anything else, and address any
underneath.
Areas that
get
you
them.
may see.
Get that.
In addition
get that
to
lip.
The foundation, you'll also want to make sure you spray around all windows and doors, as these are common entry points for bugs. If you have any areas with siding, a great place to spray is where the siding meets the masonry. You just want to apply a steady stream of the product right underneath the siding where it meets the brick.
That's true.
One extra place to spray, if you have any product left over, is the base of any trees or bushes. Bugs take this route often to hide in these areas. When you hire out quarterly spraying...
Let me stop real quick. So, 2 things. He said at the end, don't forget to spray around the trunks of the trees. A lot of y'all probably have crepe myrtles, or even particular tree or bushes, maybe even like little small plants that you probably see bugs climbing up. So if it's a tree, it's usually a lot easier because then you can just spray the trunk and not feel bad. Be careful when spraying around any type of like fruiting plants or fruiting trees, because sometimes if you get insecticide on it, it might disrupt the tree fruiting or the plant fruiting. So watch where you spray. And like I said, mainly watch what you spray.
Most places will come back and respray if you start seeing bugs, but usually they will schedule the respray at least a week out.
It's
Since
true.
you're doing it yourself, if you ever notice bugs getting in, you can address the problem immediately with any product that you have left over.
And don't overtreat. Please, God, don't overtreat. Just because you spray one week and then the next week you start seeing like maybe one bug here, one bug there. Yeah, don't just retreat like that. You're not supposed to treat weekly like that unless it's like a huge problem, right? And at some point, right, pest control is a process. It's not a destination, right? So it's a process over time. And yes, you might have to retreat, but once the problem has actually died down and you're not seeing, maybe you're seeing one or so, good. That means it's working, right? There's no such thing as no bugs. You live on planet Earth. Sorry.
The Taurus SC is only rated for outdoor use, but you can use the Demon WP indoors in certain areas if you see it necessary.
Please be careful what you spray inside. People have pets, right? That's the biggest one. People have babies. It's another one. And last but not least, depending on what culture or race you are, you might have fruits, vegetables on the floor, even rice, things like that. So watch where you spray and what you spray.
I've actually found that if you can keep up spraying the outside quarterly, you'll never even have to spray inside, which should always be done more carefully to protect any kids and pets.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We always say that the exterior treatment is the most important part of the treatment, mainly because that's where all the bugs literally meet your meet the structure. So treat out there, do treat it quarterly. That's why pest control companies put you on a quarterly service, right? Or some of y'all have the bi-monthly service, and some of y'all have the monthly service if you're a commercial property. So just know how to treat, when to treat, why you're treating, and things should actually go good for you. Actually doing it this way, one, will actually make you respect insects a little bit more. You'd be surprised, because you start to actually see like, oh, okay, I'm starting to actually think like a bug. That's the biggest thing that one of my old managers actually taught me. He was like, even though you're killing bugs and you got a license to kill, you need to just actually start thinking like a bug. And that's why I got so good at my job.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did and can give it a thumbs up, I'd be very grateful. See you next time on Dad Deals.
Oh yeah. So shout out Dad Deals on that. That was a wonderful video. I couldn't have done a better DIY pest control video myself. I mean, maybe, but I'm just kidding. But no, it was great. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of good things that he touched on. Everything from safety to what to spray, where to buy it from. He was even showing you how to apply it. He sprayed doors and windows, hopefully better than we saw in the video. And also little things that he could have treated too that I'm sure he didn't go over was the garage. That's a big one, but obviously if you have a bunch of stuff in your garage, watch where you spray, but definitely spray there. Spray in front of the garage. That's another place. Spray underneath the grill, and any type of like little tables, things like that. So just make sure you're treating your house real well, and you should see a lot less bugs. But also don't overtreat, right? Because you don't know what kind of hazard you're putting yourself in by putting in too much chemical or putting out too much chemical. And then don't undertreat either. You know, just spraying a little spritzer or being a penny pincher with the product. You know, just because you feel like it's enough doesn't mean it's the actual regulated amount that you actually need to kill what you need to kill. So anyway, wonderful video. Y'all like, subscribe. I appreciate all the love I've been getting, even like all the views, blah blah blah. Man, like I couldn't be more happy. I just don't want to ramble. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all check for the next one. I'm out.